Hi there, it's Modesta Mahigambuguni from Purpose and Excellence, welcoming you to this ad hoc, weekend session on how to turn panic into performance results. So if you just tuned in, you're like, what is Purpose and Excellence? Oh, I like her colors. Thank you very much. Purpose and Excellence is an online platform that equips purpose-driven servant African leaders that want to drive market results with excellence. And I have been doing this. Well, my journey in equipping African leaders is going on to 15 years of really being intentional right now. And Purpose and License has been around for the past three. What do I want to achieve? I want to reach 100 million African leaders, people who really know that there is more to them and there is more to this continent we so love, and don't just want to talk about somebody needs to do something about this and say, I am that somebody and I will do it in my sphere of influence and make sure that the industry, the economy, the continent is globally competitive. So I want to share this far and wide, and I want to give you time to do the same before I go into this topic. It's something that we've been speaking about and something I've been thinking about myself. How do I turn the fear, the toxicity, the just the sheer adrenaline of panic into actually driving results, which at that time is what I need. So I am sharing this on all my platforms, and I encourage you to do the same, and then we'll get right onto this topic. It's not going to be a long session. Ha ha ha, she says. No, YouTube, I do not want to subscribe. And there we are. And there we are. And there we are. Did you hear how it's mocking me? I'm out. I'm sharing this on Facebook and everywhere else so that people can see what we're doing. And then I'll get to the topic. And today's topic really was inspired by somebody on the master plan class. For those that may not know, you can go to purposeandexcellence.africa as we're waiting for you to see what I do. One of the things that I do, actually, my key signature program as executive coach, as Africa's premier online executive coach, is the master plan class, which is an 8-week incredible transformation program that takes you from discovering your purpose to delivering excellence in the marketplace. So during this program, somebody was talking about the fact that they had a lot on their plate and they had started to panic. But then they said, no, I have the little time that I have left. I'll make the most of this time so that I can deliver what I need to deliver on. So I'm just sharing this so that people can go to it, and we will continue with today's program. And I think panic is a thing, or whether it's panic and you're stuck in a place, or if it's panic, just a little bit of jitters and you're nervous. Either way, when we really need to deliver, that's the last thing we want to come up. And so I want to help you overcome that. So I'll just send this here for now and we can get right to it. So often happens when you are unprepared, when you feel flustered, when life happens to you and you have a whole lot more than you bargained for coming in, you tend to get in a panic. Or what I often say to people, I know things may seem intense and this looks like a huge mountain and you feel like you cannot take it on, but did you prepare? And oftentimes, lack of preparation or just superficially going through something really gets you to panic because you feel, I'm not ready for this. And I don't know how my audience is going to respond, whether that is in a family context, in your career, your business, or you're asked to speak in public or like this, and you could start panicking. And so I love what this lady said. Sheila is her name. She said she was really flustered. She had a lot going. She allowed a lot of things to come in between what she had already scheduled for herself to do, people and their needs. And so things came in, and increasingly her to-do list and her priorities went lower and lower and lower on her list because she allowed these impromptu, just ad hoc things to come in. And so when she had to deliver on something, which now she's fallen behind on, she started panicking. And she said, but then I told myself, I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. I can do this. I have the little time I have left, I will do it. And I said, you said something so profound. When you are in a situation where you need to deliver, that is not the time to feel condemnation or to chastise yourself or to, think through what you could have done differently. You still have time to perform. You still have time to deliver. Take a deep breath, exhale, calm yourself down, and do what you can do with the time that you have left. And you may have experienced this at interviews or exams, those last 15, 10, 5 minutes, you'd be surprised as to what you can come up with if you can calm yourself down and turn that panic into performance and into ultimate results. Something else that was really telling from what she shared with us on the master plan class was the fact that she actually was prepared. She had, planned out the things that were a priority to her. Do you hear the words that I'm using? Prepare, plan, prioritizing. She had done all of that. That is so key to doing away with panic. You don't want to panic in situations. You want to reduce the number of times where you panic and you stutter and you can't quite do something and you're late and you're floundering about. Prepare, prioritize, plan things ahead. And so she says, I had prepared. I had planned how things were going to go that week. I had prioritized, but then I allowed interruption. She allowed other people who seemed to have really valid reasons for needing her time and attention to come in and supersede that which she had already planned for her. And so this is another way of turning panic into performance and results. Stick to the main thing. Stick to that which you have committed yourself to do. So give yourself a time frame if you have to. Give yourself maybe a milestone that when I reach this, if it's reading, when I reach this page or this finish this chapter, then I will stop. Or give yourself maybe something, to look forward to, like a reward, like I will get an ice cream or I will do this or I will relax, whatever, after I'm done with this thing. And then stick to it no matter what. How do you get to stick to things when you live in community and you live in relationship? Well, my phone does not ring, no vibrate. My phone has not rung, no vibrated for over 20 years. Actually, a lot more than that. Why? Because I want to choose when I attend to a thing. And so I will set an alarm for when I need to attend to a different thing. I will set reminders, to get me to wrap up one thing and give myself margin before I need to start another thing. So I will maybe set a 1 hour and then a 15-minute, reminder. And if I want to be reachable, my phone will be upward, screen up. If I don't want to be reachable, my phone will be downward or out of sight. And because it doesn't even vibrate, you won't get me in that time. And so I am going to reduce the number of interruptions and the number of times where I feel like, oh, but that just looks like just a small thing. Oh, that's really urgent to them. Oh, that's really important. If it is not before me, I will not even have to think about it and start evaluating, assessing whether it is key or not. And so I remove my phone entirely, or I put it upside down if I have it around me so that I can focus on what is key. Because a light coming up, vibrations, etc., may want me to take a look to see what it is and whether it's important or not. And so that's another way where you can just stay focused on what you have to do. And now you're reducing the number of times where you will be panicking and not delivering. This is really key. Most of the times, it's not that we're not doing what we want to do, but we allow procrastination, we allow other people and their priorities. I often say everybody has an agenda, and you need to know this. What is yours? Ensure in any communication, in any relationship, in any exchange, in any engagement, that you too have your agenda, you have your values, you have your priorities, and you want to make sure by the time I am done, I've had those heard and I've had those worked on. And nobody is invested, is as determined to make sure that what is key to you is heard and worked on, like you. Nobody, I say many, many times, can want your success more than you. And so you want to make sure that you protect the time that you have, you protect the resources that you have, you protect the priorities that you have, so that you don't find yourself rushing, panicking, and doing a bad job that you might have to repeat, or doing something at first impression is, oh, that person is not serious. That person cannot come through. We do not want to work with a person like that. And maybe that day you were just panicked. This is not a true reflection of who you are and what you can do. But that was the only opportunity you had of coming before people and delivering results with excellence. And so you don't want to panic, or when you're in the middle of things, you're panicking and you want to turn this panic into results. Remember, first of all, prepare beforehand. Prioritize what is key for you to do when. Plan ahead, even foreseeing interruptions and other things that may come in the way, and factor those in so that you can keep to the main thing, keeping the main thing, so that you can make sure that I have an agenda, I have objectives, I have a message, there's something I want to deliver, and I'll make sure that I deliver this while I can. We can actually be in a whole lot more control than we think. We truly can, but it takes planning, it takes prioritizing, it takes discipline. This is what I'm doing and this only, and I will keep focused on this. And should you be caught in a situation where you are panicking, should you be caught in a situation where you need to deliver results, but you are flustered, take a deep breath, exhale. Like Sheila, remind yourself, I can do all things through Christ. Remind yourself, I'm an expert at this. I actually know this area well, despite the fact that I've come in late, or I am flustered, or, I may not have everything written down. Work with what you do have. If you did research and this is your area and you've been doing this for a while, then ad lib, you wing it, do what you can, but do not allow, by the way, many a times, the nervousness, the little bit of panic, many people get that. I get that too. But until you show it externally, it's all inside. It's your voice, it's your emotions, it's your racing heart. And there are effective ways of, like, taking a deep breath, like reminding yourself, I am an expert, that this is my area and I am passionate about this. Reminding yourself who you are going to speak to and what benefit this will be to them. And reminding yourself that you're human. And so you will laugh. You'll make fun of yourself. You'll say, so I'm giving you, the bird's eye. Anybody interested in this? Please leave your email. I'll send you the detailed plan. If you didn't get to, present everything. I mean, by the way, this is completely, I'm in a panic because I made wrong decisions and I cannot help it. This is not how you should conduct yourself day to day, that you just wing it at the last minute. But let's say now you're found last minute and you have to deliver. Then remind yourself, nobody knows I'm panicking. Nobody knows I'm not well prepared. Nobody at all knows that this is not the entire show planned except me and maybe another person that you may have divulged it to. And so when you show up, show up. Come out smiling, speaking expertly, give whatever, brief, high profile overview that you can. And maybe one of the things that you can say is, I'm going to present this briefly because I know I'm speaking to an audience of people, who would know. If you have pointed specific questions that you would like me to address, rather than just me presenting over and over, ask me some questions that I can address so that it's really relevant to your context. That allows you then to not focus on, oh my goodness, my PowerPoint is really lacking in content and in variety, whatever it is, to allowing for engagement, which is probably even better in communication, that you can engage with your audience. And so you can actually turn panic into performance results by allowing yourself to breathe, reminding yourself that you're able, by looking for ways, tactics that you can turn this around in your favor. That instead of presenting off of a presentation, I can email you the details. Let's talk instead. Where you say, ask me questions so we can go over something specifically. You can find ways around it. Not to say that you should do this all the time, but you can actually make the most of the time you have, the resources you have, as scant as you think they are, as little as you think they are, and turn the little time that you have, the few resources that you put together, as long as you can come in confidently, and the little you do have to give, you give it with excellence. The little time you do have, you pick out what is salient for them to get the message. You say the message once, you say the take home, the action points for them to grab and do something with at the very beginning, and you finish off knowing that I have delivered my objectives, that I have had my agenda heard, and now I am open to interactions. I'm open to questions. I'm open to comments. Every opportunity you have is an opportunity for a new beginning, is an opportunity to grab the platform, to grab the position, to grab, the opportunity and make something of it. It is only telling when you tell, when you are open, and when you say, when you apologize. And of course, if you're late to something, you must apologize. But when you flounder, that's when people feel like, oh, they're not prepared. But they will never know you are not prepared if you're talking like this, and you're using right pauses to allow yourself to think, and you say the next point, and you encourage, even in between, whilst you're thinking through something, encourage engagement as people are speaking to you and you're communicating with them. The next thing might come to you. Of course, I'm giving you all these little street tactics of what to do when you're panicking, but panic doesn't have to be the end of it. You can panic and still win it. You don't have to panic and completely flop. You can panic, calm yourself down, and just take over the room and still deliver the thing that you set out to do. Or if it's a document or whatever it is that you have to do. What is best is prior preparation and planning and prioritizing and the removing of distractions. But even then, life will happen to the best of us. What do? You seize the moment. You make the most of what you have. You deliver what you have to deliver. You can turn it around and find other ways of engaging that do not require, top notch, performance, or actually you can still deliver top notch performance that don't require you to show the entirety of what you meant to do, because only you know the entirety of what you meant to present. That there's some things you can do in 5 minutes that you kind of hoped you'd have 30 minutes to. I actually remember my mother-in-law was saying this, that there were several of them presenting in a context, and some people took a lot of time, and she, in the little time that she had left, did such a stellar job, because she is an expert. Because as much as it would have been comfortable to speak for an hour or so, she knows exactly what is salient, what is material, what is important, what is of priority, that she can do it in 15 minutes. And she did. And people loved it and asked for her contact details. And even some of the presenters asked to work with her and came to commend her on it. But she could have panicked and said, oh my goodness, everything I prepared, what am I going to do now? Well, she just did the 60,000-foot overview. And you can do the same. So I hope this has helped you. Do not panic. Where you are right now, for whatever reason. Oh my goodness, it's June and I was supposed to have done this since January. This is still today. It is a day. You still have 6 months to the year for you to do what you wanted to do. Do not panic. Look at, what can I actually do right now and still achieve the same results? Maybe you have to employ a different strategy. Maybe you need to get more hands on deck. Whatever it is you need to do, do not panic and say, well, there goes 2019. I'll just have to do this next year. No, you still have 6 months. What can you do with the 6 months? Don't say, I'm running out of time. I'm doing this test. What am I going to do? Do what you can do and do it well, so you still get points. You can't say, oh, I'm late for this thing, I just won't show up. Then what's the point? Show up and see what you can do. You never know, there could be that one person that hears something and you get to achieve the objectives that you want to achieve. Do not panic, even if circumstances warrant it. Do what you can with the time, with the resources you have. Remember, you are the right person at the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. Be decent, apologize for where you didn't stand well, and then show up, giving them all you've got, even if you have less time and less resources. And people will applaud you, people will respect you, and people will probably come back ask to see you, ask to do business with you, refer you to others for it. Thank you very much for your time. Modesta Mahiga Bagudi, this is Purpose and Excellence. Go to purposeandexcellence.africa to see what we have in executive coaching, master plan class. I am on a journey to equip 100 million African leaders, purpose-driven servant leaders that want to drive market results with excellence. And I do this on Instagram, Purpose and Excellence on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I do this YouTube. Some of them are series and some of them are just ad hoc live like this one, where I reach out to you and I ask you to please share with your network, subscribe so that you get to see this next time I have something up, but also share with other people. That is how I will reach 100 million African leaders. I believe that Africa is going to be the leading economic region in the world, and it is you and I that are going to get it there. And so I play my part, equipping you with, whether it is in career or business or personal development, with the success strategies that'll have you deliver excellent results at home and in the marketplace. So until next time, have an amazing weekend. Yes, for those who watch this later, it is a Saturday and we will meet again. Do subscribe and share. Purpose and Excellence Africa is a website, and I hope to see you there because I have complimentary consultation sessions. If you're looking to transition or you want to perform better or you're aspiring for a position or you're doing something with your business that you would really like to have a coach run along you with you, not run along you, run along with you, then this is what I'm here to do. Purposeandexcellence.africa. My email is info@purposeandexcellence.africa, and you can find me on all mainstream social media. I would especially encourage you to subscribe to Purpose and Excellence on YouTube and Purpose and Excellence on Instagram and our Facebook page. Have an amazing day. God bless you, and go have a new sphere of influence. The panic, only you know about it until you express it. So take a deep breath. Exhale and take it in your stride and deliver results with excellence. Have an amazing day. Until next time, keep well. Bye.